She regrets herself.
Oh my god, Nick.
Am I supposed to be offended or what? Because I don't get your point.
No, no, I'm just. You look like a monkey.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, it looks funny. You look retarded. You're probably like. Because you're black.
So it's time for the truth to be out there.
I mean, I feel like you have a mental issue. That's why you're talking all those cock, and that doesn't mean nothing to me. You're talking to the wrong person today. I don't take things personal. I don't get offended. Because if you are here to judge other people, you have mental problems. So you must work on yourself.
Okay, I'm sorry. I will fix myself.
Shout out to this brother, man. The way he carried himself and handled this situation with class and all, exemplary. It's quite interesting how he gave her back Woto, but calmly. But you could almost not notice that he gave her back because he did it with class. And this was so unprovoked. But one thing I've come to realize, and this is a fact that you can't even see in this video, is that these folks project their own insecurities onto others. Because here she is saying this brother looks like a monkey, but for the entire video, which spans for 59 seconds, she had her hand over her face. I mean, for someone who believes she's better because of her whiteness, which doesn't make her look like a monkey, why is she the one with a hand over her face? These are the same people who call us dirty, but they openly and proudly admit that they only bathe every 50 market days.
Okay, so I'm freshly showered as of 3 days ago.
So seeing all the stuff where like black folks are realizing that like white folks don't shower properly is hilarious to me, because it reminds me of the time in middle school I asked two of the kids I hung out with sometimes why I was the only white kid that they talked to on a regular basis, and they told me it was because I was the only one that didn't smell. And then they had the same reaction that most folks are having now when I explain to them how white folks shower, and how I knew how to shower properly because I had the privilege of having a black dermatologist. I'm also just absolutely living for the insane amount of judgment that's going on.
But these folks believe they civilized us. Same people who, during colonization, the disease they brought with them because of their lack of hygiene killed off thousands of indigenous populations across the world. But they would be the first to talk about how, oh, they were savages, they were this, they were that, they lacked etiquette, kiniko, all projection.
I don't say we avoid bathing, but we bathe very rarely.
Oh my god, I'm so happy that you're...
I think the reason why white people are so comfortable talking about not bathing for weeks or months in the case of that baby, or saying that their kids can have a dip in the pool and that counts as bathing. And I think the reason why they're so comfortable talking about that is because that they believe in the inherent connection between whiteness and purity. It is very much a, I am white, so therefore I am clean. We often see oppressors using the rhetoric of hygiene, ascribing an inherent cleanliness to the oppressor class. Because I know these people think of themselves as clean. Some even say that they are cleaner than people who bathe regularly. A literal manifestation of white supremacist ideology.
Another good example is when you hear them say black people are violent. Hello, black people weren't the ones who went around the world brutally and violently colonizing and enslaving people. Like, we just have to get to the point where we understand that all these people do is project. They point a finger at you, but three are pointing back at them.
Physically attacked by this woman.
Physically attacked? By who? He said these women earlier, now it's this woman. What's your story, baby?
Because I haven't touched anybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never touched you.
You were recording. I'm sorry.
That's funny, because your video is going to be a bunch of lies.
Right?
White people love to lie on black women.
White people, literally, this dude left his apartment. He left. I'm racist! Black.
How is this man not embarrassed?
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Whose man is this? Whose family member is this? You people should come and carry your relative. Who follows the attacker? Like, if you were so scared, if you were truly in danger, if your life was being threatened, you won't be following the person or the people you claim to have attacked you. A friend of mine says racism makes white people dumb, but they don't even realize it. Like my short man like this is a grown-ass adult, but his hate has in the moment reduced him to the point where he's acting in a way that not even children would act.
As always, I did my research, so you won't have to. I am so unhappy to introduce Judge Donna Scott Davenport. She was the presiding judge over the Rutherford County Juvenile Court System in Tennessee. Starting back in the 1990s, Judge Donna Scott Davenport decided that she was going to start arresting Black children solely for committing no crime at all. You heard me, no crime at all. Let's get into how she did it, shall we? Back in the 1990s, Judge Davenport came up with the True Threat Policy because she considered the Black children in her community to be a true threat that needed to be stopped to save the human race. She considered herself carrying out God's mission by getting the Black children in the community off the streets for no crime at all, just because they were Black. How the process worked was that when a Black child was seen by a police officer, they were immediately arrested, taken into custody, brought before Mrs. Davenport, and she would charge them with a crime that did not actually exist. She did this to over 1,500 Black children in Rutherford County, Tennessee. 46% of the juveniles arrested were Black, even though they only make up 15% of Rutherford County. Back in 2016, she arrested 11 Black children and charged 10 of them for, get this, not breaking up a fight. One of the laws she made was the criminal responsibility for conduct of one another, which is not a freaking law at all. Check the facts. She made up her own laws as a judge. She bragged about this on her monthly radio show, calling herself the mother of the county, saying how she was saving all the Tennessee residents from these Black children, again, carrying out God's mission. She was also a law professor at Middle Tennessee State University, where she was teaching other people these same policies that she created. Even though she committed the heinous crime of arresting over 1,500 Black children illegally, she was given no jail time. She was never taken to court for this. Nothing happened. Get this, she was actually allowed to remain the juvenile judge. She wasn't fired. She wasn't let go. She kept her position. Her only consequence was to pay the state of Tennessee $11 million for her wrongdoings. And out of that money, $7.5 million went to the 1,500 children, which was only a whopping $5,000. And get this, they didn't just immediately get the money. The children are responsible to go file a settlement claim in order to receive the funds. Their lives were only worth $5,000? I wish this story ended differently. However, it doesn't. She was allowed to retire back in 2022. She got her retirement pay. Nothing ever happened to her. She never admitted to any wrongdoing. Again, because in her mind, she was carrying out God's mission of cleaning up the Black children off the streets and basically putting them into slavery. Here's her statement about her retirement. Let's read together, shall we? After prayerful thought and talking with my family, I have decided not to run for re-election after serving more than 22 years on the bench. I will always look back at my time as a judge as one of the greatest honors of my life. And I am so proud of what this court has accomplished in the last 2 decades and how it has positively affected the lives of young people and families in Rutherford County. I wish my successor the best and hope that this job provides them the same fulfillment that it has provided me over the years. Arresting Black children provided her happiness, and she is so proud of continuing slavery.